Okay, I'm trying to strike while the iron's hot here because I had a dream last night and it came to fruition today. In the dream, my neighbor had told me that some people were looking for me. Like I was in my own house, he told me people were looking for me and he mentioned specifically a hammer drill. I eventually found them in my dream. I ended up talking to them on my back deck. There was two men and a woman. They were Jewish. They just had that aesthetic. I knew that they were Jewish. Uh, I thought that they were looking for money. Talking to them in the dream made it seem like they weren't looking for money or that they didn't believe I was going to pay them or it wasn't going to work. Waking up, uh, having the realization come to what it meant, I would realize now they were looking for a hammer drill, which was weird, which would have never made sense to me in my dream. Didn't even make sense to me during this whole day. That's why I couldn't figure it out. I was literally this whole day I'm racking my brain. Why a hammer drill? Why were they Jewish? The money made sense. Like if they were looking for money, that made sense. But why a hammer drill? Why were they Jewish? So going about my day, I just got four new used tires on my car yesterday, and after shoveling out my driveway, I saw one of them was flat. Now I could have addressed this immediately. I decided against it. I was like, I'm gonna take my kids sleigh riding. It's the first snow we had in a while. I had a bunch of stuff to do. Ended up trying to address it when it started getting dark, only to realize that the kid that tightened the nuts tightened the crap out of the nuts. So I'm over here and I'm trying to get these nuts loosened and I just can't. I just can't. So I start going around that looking for stuff. I'm in the garage, I'm in the shed, and out of desperation, I go into my crawl space where I have my oil tank, which I have a few things stored. Like I got some pipes stored, stuff from the previous owner. And apparently, unbeknownst to me until today, I had a hammer drill that I took from the company from before I came back to the faith when I was the kind of person that would do stuff like that. And I did take more than just that hammer drill, but I had most of the tools in the garage, and every tool that I found I brought back after I came back to the faith and I went back to my job. Obviously, I was missing the hammer drill. I had no idea it was there, otherwise, I would have brought it back. Now, what's interesting about that is the owners of the company, or this generation of owners of the company, there are two brothers and a sister, two men and a female, just like in the dream. They're Jewish, again, in the dream. And I had their hammer drill in my garage, which I didn't know about. But God knew I was going to find today, or He made sure I found it today because I'm going to bring it back. And I keep talking about I've been with the company for 12 years, but I did take a break. So today's Sunday. On Wednesday is going to mark the 12-year working because it's going to be a year since I came back after I took my little hiatus. So it's just, again, I didn't need the dream. I would have seen the hammer drill. I would have been known. I'm taking it back. But the dream is just for His glory. It's just to show you. He'll show you what's going to happen, or He'll show you what you need to do before you come to a point where you can do it or it happens. And again, this is just it's so clear cut. It was just so clear cut. Any tool, I don't even know why a tool was mentioned in the dream, but a hammer drill. And then I find a hammer drill in my shed. And they were Jewish. Again, I'm not gonna go in circles reiterating it, but dude, come on. How can you deny God? In my opinion, if you're seeing this video, there's one or two options. Either I'm a liar, which I'm not, but if you think so, whatever. Hopefully, God finds you some other way. But if you believe me, how could you deny God after this? Come on. How? And if you are a person who believes, I ain't no different than you. He talks to me. He's been talking to me through dreams. He talks to me in other ways, and he makes sure I hit those check marks. But the only difference between me and anybody else is how hard I look for him. I mean, there's grace, there's levels of grace, and you know plans that he has for our lives. But I ain't no different than nobody else. I walked in this world for a very long time. All I do different than most people is I read my Bible. I put God in His proper place. I worship Him and I pray. and I listen when he tells me something. I obey to the fullest extent of which I can. And I see the results of that, and the results of that are like this. And I can tell you, since I've started to where I am, it's been a big gap, journey, a lot of difference, whatever you want to say. I used to have dreams and it would take months, usually months. I shouldn't even say, I wouldn't say years, but months. But now I have dreams in the next day or in the same day. They're coming to fruition. So get closer to God would be my point. But always put salt on that love.